Okay, let's try it again. Take two. Todd's not with us today because he has to take his lovely bride to have surgery. So, anybody that wants to join, feel free to jump in here. Morning again. I'm sorry. I didn't have things set up right. I'm still in a fog this morning. I, man, I tried yesterday. After the show, I did a few things and then I laid down and I slept the rest of the day. Why will it not let me? I cannot leave comments. um, what is it? Well, let me do this. What the hell is that? Oh, that's not what I want. That's the reason why. I'll get it a minute. I'll get it together in just a minute. Oh, God. Let's try this. I'm having a day, people. I'm having a day. There it went. Okay. I was trying to post you an Amazon link. Forgot I had copied that. Anyway, let's see. Good morning, Jabus. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Chastity. It was amazing to see you this past weekend. Hank, how are you doing? It's good to see you in here. Tactical Z, good morning. Jabus. Okay, can you see all by my all by myself? You don't really want me to sing. I can't carry a tune if I had a dump truck. Good morning, Ping. Chick Picker, good morning. God, I wish you had been with us this past weekend. That'd have been a lot of fun. Um, Vintage, Tactical Z. I think I got everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make me a checklist, Jabus. I really am. I'm still kind of in the fog this morning. Uh, yeah, Scott. Like I said, I slept just about all day yesterday and all night. And I'm still in the fog this morning. But anyway, Lag, you don't have to use a camera and you could use a voice changer. You know. Good morning, Jake. Um, yeah, anybody is welcome to come in that wants to come in. It's do 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 do. Gotta get a. Yeah, you need to get you a camera. James, you need to get you a camera, and Hank, you need to get you a PC or a desktop type camera, computer. Because some people would say PC, get an Apple. Good morning, Jim and Tara. Uh, so anyway, what's everybody been up to? Getting a lot of listing, all that kind of stuff done, shipping, all that. Uh, What's okay, today's Thursday? Okay. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. You're not allowed by law? Sure. Yeah. I know about those distractions, Jabus. Anyway, so how's people's sales been? Are they picking up? Are they slowing down? Hey, John, how you doing? Okay, no problem. Did you ever find the other one, Jake? Good morning, Tara.
All right. Well, I figured I'd give you somebody to talk at.
Sure, I appreciate it too. You know, these people that do these one shows and they talk for 45 minutes, they got to be using a script. They got it all set up. And I guess we should do
I
it
guess they
yesterday.
probably haven't figured out what topic they're going to talk about or
Yeah,
whatever. Well, that's why they're professional. We're amateur.
that's right. Absolutely. But we're a lot more interesting when we get cranked up.
I don't know. Sometimes, or we blather on.
Let's see. Technical Z had $1,000 yesterday. Wow, you get it
Nice.
in two sales. Okay, no problem, Jake. Uh, thank God for Tara. Y'all are harsh, you know that?
Thank God
Javis
for
is
Tara. They're probably like, oh no, not Tara again.
Javis is a band from Virginia. Oh yeah, Javis, I could see that. Anyway, you were gone all weekend, weren't you, at the horse show?
Well, I went up there Saturday for the day. I mean, Lexington's only like maybe an hour and 15 minutes north of me,
Right.
so I only went up there for the day. I
Did you
mean,
go?
I didn't have horses up there or anything.
You must be talking about Tara, Javis, because I do not have a sexy voice.
No, Tom, you do have a sexy
Oh
voice.
no, I don't.
I don't like to. You ever like, like if you re-listen to like this and listen to your voice, I'll be like, is that what I sound like?
I don't.
I don't.
I never listen to the
I
videos.
don't re-listen to it because I don't know. But I'm like, is that what my voice really sounds like? It's funny how your perception of how you sound is different than how you actually sound. Anyway.
You're very perceptive, Tom. Thank you. No, I don't lag. I sound like a hillbilly.
Well, you do sound southern. But
Yeah,
you're like, but it's a different Southern. It's different than like, like somebody from like Alabama or that way. You're like that East Coast Southern. I don't know how to describe it. It's a little different.
Jennifer. Jennifer sounds like she just stepped off the plantation. She is. She's got the. First of all, she's got the softest voice,
Mm.
and she's got such a southern accent. You expect her to be coming down from the mansion in her big old poofy dress. How y'all doing today?
With their parasol and
Yeah,
hoop skirts on.
my voice is the only reason tactical. You really need to get a lifetime. Oh yeah, those are
But
sheer
Jim was
celebrities.
watching. Jim's not in here right now. I'll have to try to ask him. He was watching TV like a week ago or so. And he goes, "Oh my God, that guy sounds just like Tom Hawks." It was like on a TV show or something. He goes, That must be like that Carolina Southern accent or something."
Well, my accent's really messed up because for the first 13 years of my life, I lived in Charleston, South Carolina, which has an entirely different accent of its own.
Yeah.
It's like New Orleans has an accent of its own.
Uh huh.
Charleston has an accent of its own because we had so many. There were so many different types of people coming in back in the early days, and when I lived there, it was about the same. It's just let's go on to I got a boat on a trailer. BOAT, boat.
Yeah.
They have really ways. They have a lot of dialects down there.
Well, have you ever seen the YouTube video? It might have been a documentary. It's about some island, and I don't know if it's off Carolina or if it's off Maryland, but it's somewhere that way, where they have their own weird like dialect. It's kind
Yeah,
of like a mix of like Victorian English and regular American English or
yeah.
something. But they have a real weird dialect.
Well, there's two. There's one off the coast of Georgia, and there's one off the coast of South Carolina.
Maybe
I
I
don't
think
know
it
which
was
one it
the
was.
one off the coast of South Carolina they were talking about. They eat a lot of like you know, clams and stuff like that, shellfish.
Shellfish. Shellfish. That's good.
Shellfish, shellfish,
Yeah.
shellfish, shellfish.
Jabish, you speak Geechee? Dude,
What's that?
that's a Charleston dialect.
Mm.
Angula is an island dialect. Well, if you're
Well,
serious,
sometimes and not always, but I do hear the Wisconsin accent come out in me.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't think, maybe it's because been listening to you for so long, I don't realize that you have.
Well, and if you like compare like me to like Nikki has like that Minnesota accent, but see,
Yeah.
I'm from Milwaukee area, so I have kind of that like southeast Milwaukee type accent, where you get like the "oh you betcha" and you know and stuff like that. That's kind of more like Minnesota accent.
You know, you turned me on to the guy. He's a comedian. He does the Wisconsin accent.
Oh, he was in Lexington. I wanted to go see him, and I was gone or doing something. I really wish I would have went and
See,
saw him.
the accent he uses makes me think of what people from Wisconsin supposed to sound like.
Yeah, at
Minnesota,
least
all of
people from
that.
I would say eastern Wisconsin people.
Oh, he's a hoot. I'm from New Jersey, and all you sound weird to me.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't really see. It's like if you look at modern day British television, I really don't see an accent in there. I guess it's because I'm so worldly because I've listened to all you folks that I just don't. I don't. Either that or it's dying away. They're so
Well, I don't
Americanized.
know. Maybe it depends what kind of English show. Because I liked Shameless, the American show, and I tried to watch the English show, and I couldn't understand. I could hardly understand what the heck they were saying because they had like that real thick, like Cockney accent. I mean, I
Yeah.
really had a hard time understanding them.
Now, if I was to learn another accent, Cockney is what I would want.
Great.
I like that. Uh, I was looking to see what Shameless was. What was Shameless about?
Oh, you'd like it. It's about a family in Chicago. They're kind of white trash. They have all these kind of like it's a family dynamic with their
Right.
parents are drug addicts and they kind of do some petty crime in order to survive, but in a way they are still good people. It's really good, and it was on Showtime a lot of seasons. It had the guy, and I like him. He's a guy from Fargo, the husband that had his wife kidnapped and then she ended up getting killed. What the heck's his name? Anyway, it's good. Just go look it up. You'll like it.
Yeah, I like Brett Box too, John. Roberta and I started off with British television on PBS, Keeping Up with Appearances,
Oh yeah,
Are You Being Served, Waiting for God,
I love the Bucket Lady.
The Bucket Lady. Always said she did the Queen better than the Queen does the Queen.
Yeah, and you know what other show I really like too, which is Irish, is Father Ted. Did you ever watch that one?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh,
Is
that
that
one's
good?
really funny. It's really good.
Uh, Mrs. Bouquet's brother-in-law, Onslow.
Oh, Onslow. And it's funny. Oh my god! And this will tell you, I haven't watched it for a while, but how much I watched it. There's an episode, and I used to get a kick out of it because Onslow's wearing like a trucker hat, and I think it was from Prentice, Wisconsin, which where I live would have been probably about an hour and a half west of me, and it's for an Arctic dealership. I'm like, oh my god, Jim! And this was when we were really into snowmobiles. I'm like, look at that, he's wearing an Arctic hat from Prentice. He used to
Yeah,
wear some Green Bay Packers stuff too.
they were the white trash family. family. But I love Daisy.
Our
Uh,
Rose.
Rose got on my nerves, but I love Daisy. I wanted Daisy the last episode, couple episodes before they took it off the air. Wanted Daisy to sit down because she always had her nose in one of those romance novels.
Yeah.
I wanted her to sit down and write a best-selling romance novel, just to spite um, Hyacinth. 3 episodes of Downton Abbey. Okay. Um, but anyway, you watch these foreign TV shows and you see how they do things, how they say things, what's acceptable, what's not. Um, so how was your sales for the last few days since the last time I talked to you?
All right. I mean, they're chugging along. I won't complain. Not too much.
Getting the bills paid.
Yeah. Still have a roof over my head, so that's good.
Well, you might not have power, but you'll have a roof over your head.
Well, I still got power too, so because
Well,
obviously my internet's working. So.
I meant, everything else might go, but you're you'll have a roof over your head.
True that.
Zero lag, zero. I'm trying to get everything brought back in. So
Do you even have anything listed right now?
I got like 6 things listed.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say I did goof off for a week, and I really haven't listed much, which, I mean, that's probably not really good. I mean, isn't that one of the things you're not supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, being around the dudes and dudettes over the weekend, kind of like I got to start listing more. I got to get my store crank back up.
Yeah.
So maybe it's some motivation. Snake 2 boxes of those poly mailers yesterday. Oh, cool, Jabus. How much did you pay for them? If you have an Ollie's nearby, go look in their business section, their office supplies section. They had poly mailers for real cheap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a box of 100 or something like that for.
I gotta drive about an hour to get to an Ollie's.
Oh, well, that's not worth it.
No. I mean, but if I'm around one, I'll go. I like going to check them out anyway.
Mine are teal, Javis. Good morning, Beth. But that's good that you got some. It's always good. And thank you, Steve. Steve. God, I'm world's Steve from Scott's show.
Oh, Elkhorn?
Yeah, Alcorn. Thank you. He's the one to let us know, and I just kind of passed it on. In the group chat, in the QCP group chat. So
QCP? What the hell
boy,
does
you
that
got yours.
mean?
Yours were a lot. Mine was like 250. I have a special Facebook group just for the show. It's just a notification thing. Like
Oh, it's a messenger thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a regular group. You can post in it if you want to, but it's pretty much just what's going on with the show.
I don't think I knew about it. I must not have been invited.
Well, it's not an invite. You just go in there.
Oh.
Is Nissa in here this morning? I haven't seen a Nissa in here at
No.
all. Anyhow, just go in there, and it's like if I'm not going to do a show, it's going to be on Todd's show. Then I can go over there and post it. Say hey, or if I'm not going to do a show at all, I can say hey, I'm not going to do a show.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Oh.
So anyway, join it because I shared it over there.
All right.
Trying to create some value.
All right.
Have you had to post? Up north, Jim used to build some custom package, like when he's doing deer heads.
We don't
and
do
stuff
that
like
as much anymore. We don't really do that as much any. Not. I mean, The shipping's gone up, so sometimes the shipping will be higher than the value of the item, and we just don't pick up that much like he used to do a lot of big deer heads and stuff like that. We just don't pick up that much stuff like that down here.
Right. Is it not to
We used
be
to do a lot
had?
of.
Or
It's not as much of it down here to have it, and I don't know. You got to get it for cheap to really make it worth your while.
right.
It seems to me.
It's because
I mean, we used to do a lot of snowmobile engines too, but we don't do that anymore.
yeah, you probably don't find too many of those down in Kentucky.
Mm,
Did you
not
go?
too
Did
much.
you go to the Derby?
No, I
How
was
much?
gonna go to Wisconsin this weekend, but I think I'm gonna do it next weekend. No, I'm not gonna go up to Derby.
How much?
Sounds like it's expensive to get in there.
I was about to say what the ticket. Ask if because I figured you'd know what the tickets cost.
Oh, it depends. I don't know. I think the infield's got to be 150. So, I mean, if you want, it depends where you want to be in the stands, but I'm gonna guess they're like 150 and up.
There's a lot of Rolexes in the parking lot.
Well, you have to just get your good jewelry on.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think that will work. I can't go in there with a bunch of I don't even have any good jewelry. What am I gonna go in there with some old lady costume jewelry? I guess I could find at the thrift store or something.
Well, it's probably as real as most of the other ones we're wearing.
QVC pins or
No,
something.
Sunshine. That's Sunshine Jewelry Company.
What the heck's
It's all
that?
CZ.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
My ex-wife did.
Oh.
A basic admission for 2024 was $130. Basic infield starts at 275.
Oh, infield's that much. I knew somebody that went to the infield like over 15 years ago, and they said it was a blast. It's like a huge party out in the infield, but
That's like the people that go to NASCAR and they're in the infield. They don't watch the races. They're in there drinking and partying and having a good time.
I worked at a thoroughbred farm. I did exercise them, and I've never ever ever been to the track. Anyway, I kind of wanted to go to Arlington, but that's all like gone now.
Right.
But one day maybe I think I always say like, oh yeah, like Keeneland's down here, the spring meet's going on. It's real pretty over there. Or you have the Red Mile up in Lexington where you got like harness racing, and that would be kind of cool to go check out. One day I'll probably go do it.
Right. James,
I don't know for the big day.
right. Any of that stuff is expensive. When they have the Carolina Cup here in Charlotte, it's
Easier to watch it on TV.
yeah, it's expensive, and I'm sure the traffic is hell.
You know.
And I don't have a vintage Roadster and
You
all that.
don't.
No, because there's
You wear
people.
your Colonel Sanders
I
suit?
think
That's
people.
all known.
I think more people are there to look at the people driving up in the different classic roadsters than they are the horses.
Oh, I thought you like had your Colonel Sanders suit
No.
on, and you're driving around your Model T with your butler in the front.
I don't look good in white.
My daily driver's a 25-year-old truck.
Well, that's vintage, isn't it? Or is that antique?
Yeah, I guess so.
I kept thinking I've seen all these old trucks around down here that are all rust free and something. Like, I should get me one of those old trucks. And I started thinking, I drive an old truck already. Really, I don't need one.
Jabus, you have 70 quarts of jars of coins to go through. Are they pennies, quarters? Are they a variety, or are they all pennies? Because we had a big jar of coins, and we took them up to Roberta's father.
Oh,
And
he sorts them.
He went through them and sorted them. He made little bags. Like this roll of coins would only be like 1963, and these rolls would be 1965. That's the only thing that's in them.
That's patience. I'll kind of sometimes because if we end up getting something that's silver, that's an older silver one, you could kind of tell by the feel of it,
Right.
Other than that, they go in a big bucket and I just go cash them in.
Yeah, the silver we throw in a creek for good luck.
Always
Roberta,
okay.
Roberta, is Poppy, is he patient to go through all those coins? She says, "Oh yeah." It's probably so he can focus on something besides.
Probably like doing jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah. Well, they have they have my they have their great grandson a couple of days a week too. So I guess it's something
Oh
to
yeah, I'm
slow.
sure he's like, oh wow, I can't wait to go to grandpa and grandma's where I can go sort coins for 5 hours.
You know, if he was big enough that he could do it, Poppy would have had him sitting down at a.
Oh, he's real little.
He would have had him sitting down there teaching him how to do that, how to count. But he's the joy of their life, and right now, and for this week, he's going to have a brother or sister they don't know yet, and then
Oh
Oliver will be
wow.
born in October. So
Oh boy, you got a lot of babies coming in your family.
yeah, Granny's going to lose her mind, especially if she has three boys. Because we don't know what Elizabeth's other baby's going to be, so they don't know either. So that's a surprise. Everybody's, of course, is hoping for a
What are you
girl.
having? Yours is going to be a boy, right?
Yeah, it's a boy.
When's it due?
He's due August the 9th.
Oh boy, summer's gonna fly by, Tom. You're
Yeah,
gonna have
but you
that
know what?
baby here in no time.
I told Roberta, I said, when we go on the cruise that we're going on in 2.5 weeks, uh, I said, at least we'll have a reason to get off the ship and go down to the little shops at the end of the pier and go ahead and buy him stuff.
Hmm.
You know, the St. Thomas onesie.
Well, you're gonna have to now. Then no cruises at the end of summer. You're gonna have to hang out with that new baby.
Well, as soon as he's big enough that he can travel, he'll go with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be fun.
James, your first is you got a grandson coming the end of the month? I thought you were only like in your 30s or something. But hey, we are
Well,
talking about South Carolina.
you could
We
be
are
in your
talking about South
30s.
Carolina now.
You can be in your 30s and be a grandpa.
Well, yeah, especially if you live in South Carolina.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right. My grandparents went on a cruise. Great. Yeah, no, great grandparents. It's Granny's grandparent. Great. Um, but yeah, we can look at all the cutesy stuff. I'm becoming one of those grandparents. Uh,
Do they live close to your house? Are they right in town too?
yeah, they're about 45 minutes away.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And both of them work crazy schedules, even after she changes her job. I mean, after she has the baby and she goes back to work. Uh,
Is he the one that is a lab technician at the
y-
hospital?
yeah, he's like a manager now.
And what does she do? Is she
She
medical
is.
too?
She's a nurse.
Oh.
She's got her BSN and she's working on her master's. She can do like um, I call it pretend doctor,
Nurse practitioner.
nurse practitioner.
Oh, cool.
So we're like, they're talking about, man, it's gonna be tough with the schedules and blah 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 blah. And Roberta
Your
said,
phone.
Roberta said,
Busy to
if
read
you
so
if you need some time to rest and sleep, just bring him over. Or Tom has nothing else to do, he can come get him. So I'm kicking my kids out, and I'm gonna change one of the rooms into a nursery. Apparently,
Oh man, a Jerry Springer Carnival cruise. Well, he's dead, but that would be super fun.
your grandma was a grandma at 34.
Well, if you have a baby when you're 15, and then that 15-year-old has a baby when you're in your 30s, yeah, you could do that.
No, I wasn't in that Carnival cruise brawl, and I hope those people are banned from cruising from any line.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Oh, there was a. Did you not hear about it? It was down in Galveston, I think it was.
No,
There was
that
a.
sounds like That
It
sounds like my kind of cruise. I don't want to get in on the
no, they
fight.
were on the
Like
deck at the
watching a good
dock.
fight.
I don't know whether they were coming back or getting ready to get on the cruise, or whether they were coming back from the cruise. But this group of people got into a brawl, man. It was not pretty. That's just that's just white trash, and I don't think they were white, but still,
So what happened? Did they give them? Did they get them all drunk and then serve them a bunch of turkey and sit them at a big table? And that's
Was it like when they were getting off the ship fighting
yeah.
on the ramp?
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's tense. That would be tense. I don't like being in lines either. Speaking of fight, I'm at that Rolex thing, and for that night, you had to buy. Oh, you'd have been so proud of me, Jim. You had to buy tickets
to win
through your
Rolexes?
through your phone, and you know how I do not do that kind of stuff. So I managed to buy these 2 tickets for
Oh
me.
man, I
and my-
better check the bank account.
through
Make sure
the
we didn't
phone.
get robbed. Okay.
Anyway, no, it was secure. Shut up. And then
Sure.
they scan you going in.
That's exactly what people are gonna rip you off. Are gonna say, "Oh, don't worry, it's secure."
Anyway, there's these people and the lines coming in to get scanned to come into the Coliseum there. And there's people coming in from the left and the right. And I got this lady behind me. Yeah, we gotta start swishing off. These people are skipping us. You gotta start.
Oh, you do leave too much space.
No, I
between the
do
person.
not.
You do. You leave like
I
it's
push the
COVID
person in
times.
front of me. I push the person in front of me forward. I do
Now,
that.
what was this for? To buy Rolexes?
No, I call it the Rolex. It's this
Oh.
horse show up, and
Oh,
I bought
okay.
the tickets to go sit in the stadium. But
We've only ever
They're-
had one Rolex.
yes,
and we
they were
sold
starting to have a fight and to go in because it was taking too long.
It. Sounds like the expressway.
It's
We did find one Rolex in the wild at an auction, and I paid it wasn't whole and it wasn't gold. It was a face.
It was
And-
like 1930s. It was
Yeah,
real.
it was like one of those real early ones, but it was just the face and I think like one of the hands and a few of the gears on the back. That was it.
Those are Goebbels. Real nice.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I think it was Hitler's watch.
we were supposed to go to the Benz while we were in Tennessee,
Oh yeah.
and I'm glad we didn't.
I went to the one up here by Louisville one time. I had my friend with me. I'd like, well, let's go check out the Benz. It wasn't too bad. I mean, you have a plethora, a huge herd of resellers who are just, waiting for the new carts to come out because they put hard goods are on these upright shelf rolling carts, and then the Benz are other stuff. So it's a little crazy, but it is a little bit like the Island of Broken Toys.
Yeah, my problem is it's like when you go to well, they're gone now, but that what the hell was that show? Bargain Hunt, that store.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like.
You go in those, but you go in those bins. It's like everybody takes the stuff out of the box. It's spread all over so it's they basically took something that might have had some value and it's now worthless. Well, you go into those bins, those Goodwill bins. There's broken glass because people just pick stuff up. It's glass. They look at it. They don't want it. They hold it up from 3 feet and drop it into the bin. Everything's all clothes are all intertwisted and ripped and stained and
sometimes
anything electronic is all busted up. It's sad because I look at all these things that were probably had some value and are now inside this.
And
It's like you
sometimes
put a bunch of good merchandise in a dryer and let it run for 45 minutes and then you take the stuff out. That's what the stuff looks like in those.
sometimes
bins.
the clothes are kind of poofy, some of them, or spewy, or I don't know.
I just feel sorry for this stuff because it's all just going to go to a big dumpster.
I would and I know there's people that do it. I would much rather just go to an auction, buy a big bunch of stuff, and sell it. I don't really do a lot. I don't really source very much from thrift stores and stuff. Not that
I
there's
would
any-
really, if you've ever been there when they're getting ready to open up, they're letting people out and they're rolling in bins and whatnot. I would love to have the money I could say to the manager, the next 15 bins that come out, I want them, all of them,
No boy.
You'd be killed.
You'd be
and
killed.
watch the little old ladies lose their mind.
Yeah, you watch them pull out their box cutters.
That's right.
Jim used to always say he wanted if he ever won the lottery, he wants to go to an auction and buy every single item, even if it's nothing good, just to drive people insane.
That to me would be totally cool.
Oh, Jim, that's something we would need to do together.
That would just
Watch every item, no matter what it was, you win it.
watch their dreams evaporate like alcohol on a hot stove. They just vanish. The spirits of all their hopes and dreams is gone. I mean, it would be fun. I mean, I would feel bad the day after, but while it was happening, I'd be having
Oh,
fun.
but speaking of thrift stores, there is a little hospital thrift store in town, and I'll go check it out. Just for something to do, and it's right around where Brandon goes to school and stuff. I go in there, and and I've gotten stuff. I don't know if there's a company here that's making samples, but I bought all these new Under Armour with tags. They're wrestling singlets, that outfit
Right.
that wrestlers use, and it
Yeah.
was all for like colleges. I bought Wisconsin, Navy, Michigan State, some other ones. I'm selling those things for $140 a piece.
Yeah, those things are expensive. Any kind of specialty gear is
Yeah,
expensive.
but I mean, it's printed with another college name on it. So unless you were going to Wisconsin, or I guess you're such a big fan of Wisconsin, you're not just gonna wear those. You look like I
Have
don't
you seen
know.
those wrestling fans? They're crazy.
Yeah, they are kind of crazy. Yeah, but anyway, well,
If you
Brandon
got
wanted.
one,
He's like,
hey,
oh
if you
yeah,
got
let's
one with
go.
Wisconsin that Jim can squeeze into it, be sure and take some pictures.
No, oh yeah, no. They look like the sausage party.
They make
They
those high school soccer fan or not soccer, high school wrestling
Wrestling.
fans are like South American and European soccer fans. I mean, they are crazy. They lose it. They're standing up screaming at the top of their lungs.
Oh
It's like
yeah,
you're in an Ozzy
me and
Osbourne
Jim are
concert or
pretty
something.
quiet, but Brandon did wrestling this winter.
If you're seated, you won't see anything. But the people are, get him up, turn him around, go, use your legs, use your legs. They're all screaming order.
Oh yeah,
The kid can't even understand what the hell they're saying, but there's all these people screaming instructions, and then the other side's yelling. It's just crazy.
yeah, it is
Pandemonium.
crazy.
that's that's a that's something else. I was not a wrestler. No,
Well, Brandon wasn't either, but he decided to try it this year, and honestly, he really liked it. But yeah, it is crazy.
They even have boys wrestling girls if the girl says it's okay. Because like if they're short on one team, because they have the girls wrestling boys, but they have
If they're in like the same
same
way.
weight class. They'll say to the girl, "Do you want to wrestle?" And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, the girl kicks the kid's ass.
Yeah.
It's
well,
usually
that's what I was saying.
the guy who's got nothing on that chick.
That's what I was thinking because all she's got to do is, they grab those boys will grab whatever they can grab and slam. Those boys are probably going, "Oh my God, she just grabbed my business."
Yeah, I think that's part of it because I think the boy is too timid. He's like watching out where he grabs her, where she don't care, and she
And
got
she's
right
on
on
him
his
like
back.
a spider monkey. Yeah, those girls are
Oh, yeah.
tenacious.
They got
Oh,
real nice. Their legs are really. They got big legs, low center of gravity, and man, they can flip these lightweight boys all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's the South, so all these boys are gentlemen, So they're like, okay, I don't want to, I don't want to give the girl a bloody nose or anything.
Well, sometimes the bends are fun to go to just to go do them.
Yeah. When I went to FlipCon, they had the bins open for the first hour in the morning, just for people at at FlipCon.
Uh,
So there was all these people waiting to get into the store when it opened, but they were telling you had to have your FlipCon badge to be in, and they did not like that at all.
Oh, you think?
yeah, you think?
They did not like that at all. Because
Hey.
some of these fools were that flew in, bought a suit, were buying suitcases to
Ship the stuff home.
take the stuff home with them.
Yep.
I mean, it was like I said, they just did not like that at all, not at all. But it kills my wait a minute.
Yeah, if you're looking for fellowship and human kindness and stuff like that, when the bins open, yeah, that's probably not a good place to be looking for
That's
that.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
Where
a
we,
little.
used to, where we used to live, the Goodwill up there, remember they had that preferred customer pass where they'd shut the store down, but then only these people with the pass could get in. We got in. But
'Cause
you'd
we
have
knew
people
somebody.
because you
Yeah.
had to know like an employee or something. These people would be pissed that couldn't get in
Yeah.
the store. Yeah.
Both your parents had to be Sicilian.
Sicilian. Picture
And
this.
If you're half Italian, forget about it.
Yeah, and you had to do a blood oath to get in, but
Yeah.
it was worth it.
Picture this. Sicily, 1947. Sophia. Sophia and the Slut were the two funniest ones on that show. I totally just blew my thought. Just went right out of my head.
What about the bins?
Oh, you know what? I told Sergey, who's works for Goodwill. I said y'all need to have because they talk about their sales
Oh,
or
Sergey's got it. You got an insider?
no, he
Oh,
can't buy anything. Not
yeah, but can
while
he
he's
tell
on the
you
clock.
about it and you can
He
go buy
can't even
it?
call me. He can't even call me and say, "Hey, we got this."
What about text?
None of
What do they
that.
do? Take his phone away?
No, it's just the
Oh.
rules. I told him. I
Well,
said, "You
how
know
would
what?
they see him doing it? Young people can text fast. It's not the Soviet Union. I mean,
Quit
I
being
think
a smooth criminal, Tara."
I think he could pull this off. It's not like Stalin's gonna come down and get him.
I told him. I said 1 day a week, let's say Thursday, they need to close at 7, and then have just open up the back room and everything on the floor, and invite. That's resellers. Let resellers come in. Invite
Yeah.
20 resellers, 30 resellers to come in. I said they
Goodwill.
would pick your place clean.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that's the way Goodwill operates because I think they're worried that people might make too much money on their stuff. Our
Well,
Goodwill, like here, I mean, their prices have really gone up. Honestly, I rarely go into Goodwill.
I think they should. I think Goodwill should lose their 503.
I mean, my prices have gone up here a lot at Goodwill. I mean, it's just like, well, I might as well just go almost buy it new.
It's because management shouldn't be making all the money that they
No,
make.
if you're making why your CEO's making $500,000 a year,
Excuse
okay?
me. Let's double that.
Oh, is it okay? Well, you know when Elon Musk was running around asking these government employees, just tell me what you do every day, or what you've done in the past week, so you know if you're productive. That's what I'd ask the CEO to find out how they're worth $1 million a year, and it's not. It's connections. It's corrupt as hell.
I
Those,
think. I
those
think they.
nonprofits are bad. It's what do you if you want to really launder stuff? What do you do it through? A foundation.
Yeah.
All that stuff's stinking rotten.
Um, I think that like 70% of your. Well, see, they don't donate any money. They hire people. That's their shtick. They're training people. That's what
Hmm.
Goodwill's
Yeah.
deal is.
And they
Congratulations.
used to
So does
hardly
every other
pay.
country, every other company in the United States does the exact same thing.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
and I don't know about now, but isn't it like years ago? Some of those people, like if they were on disability or something, they hardly paid them anything too.
Yeah, well, they got a subsidy for it too.
Oh.
Yeah, they got a subsidy plus. You know,
That's
I
how.
just I just think that there needs to be some. I just think there needs to be a bigger percentage of your business could be your income should be have to be charitable, donations or
Uh,
because they have only overhead they have is their buildings and stuff like that, and they pick some of the most expensive property in Charlotte to have damn good wheels.
no, they do like to be close to WalMarts, I think.
Well, we only have we have 6 WalMarts in Charlotte, 8 that are like close to Charlotte, like Indian Trail and Fort Mill or TKK, but they're all on the outside. There's only one Walmart that's on the inside of the,
Uh,
the city,
well,
and that one there is if
you
you
live
go,
in a
you don't
big
want to go
city.
after
We only got
dark.
one. We only got one Walmart, and one Goodwill.
Good morning, Major Win. Y'all need to plan to be in Nashville next year.
Try to see what's going on. I thought about, well, it was too much. We had too much stuff going on. I was thinking about driving down for the day and stuff like that, but
If you had to come down for a Saturday, that would have been good.
We have 4 dogs. We can't live a normal life.
and it's we're
Todd would
actually
make fun of you though.
sort of shy, we're hard to, we don't like to approach people and strike up a conversation. I saw you walking around with your pimp cane in the videos.
In my what?
with your pimp cane. Your pimp cane. You know what a pimp is?
No.
Do you know what a cane
Oh, a
is?
cane. A cane. Yes. I'm sorry, I lost it in the translation there.
Yeah,
Oh,
keep
Yes.
your pimp hand strong.
You know a pimp cane? You know a pimp?
Friday, my legs, hips, and knees and ankles hurt so bad. I used my canes Friday night.
Yeah.
But by Saturday morning, it was okay. I was back to normal, and I didn't have to have it.
You took some pain pills that night. When you
But
went
you know, if you had been there on Saturday and Todd picked up something you looked at and sat down, he would have gave you hell about it because he's still giving me and
well,
Chris.
it doesn't sound like you bought shit.
I didn't buy anything. I bought
Well,
because
you are a reseller, aren't you?
I know, but I bought some stuff for the boys, Roberta, and the baby. That's it. I
Well,
didn't buy.
you're supposed to find some stuff you can sell that pays for the shit you keep.
Or find something the baby can resell.
Well,
Started early.
I was looking at stuff, and I would have bought some stuff, but I just it was kind of too big, and I wasn't. If I'd have driven out there, I would have got it. But
Mm.
Lord, if Todd had have had his truck out there, he would have had that thing loaded up. Yeah, Todd, if you're listening, we're talking about you. Because Todd would look through everything.
Probably should have, instead of flying home, you should have just rented one of those smaller U-Hauls, loaded it up, and drove home.
Well, Chris the Goose was buying stuff too. And I told him that night or that afternoon we were eating at this great restaurant. And I told Kim, I said, I told the boys they ought to just go ahead and cash in their airline tickets and rent a vehicle, and then Chris could drop Todd off in Dallas to get his car, and he could continue on to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
She said they could have done that. She said, but I was flying home
Mm-hmm.
because that was gonna be a long drive.
No, that ain't that bad. I don't even, well, I guess I don't know. Nashville to Dallas, it's got to be, what, 13, 14 hours?
Yeah, that happens a lot peddling, but they're paying more than that. They had to in this day and times. You can go to McDonald's and do a lot less work and make a lot more money.
I don't know. It'd be hard working at McDonald's.
Oh, man.
You're always under pressure. You got to, like, serve that food fast and stuff. I wouldn't like that.
I never knew anybody who worked at McDonald's who thought their job was easy. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to hustle. Yeah, he's got like buzzers and timers and shit. I would be like too much on the wire, like defuse this bomb in 60 seconds or you're gonna die. Make this Big Mac in 30 seconds or you're gonna
You saw
die.
2 extra French fries in that last order. You're fired.
Oh yeah.
The restaurant we ate at on Saturday, the family style, was like $18 a person, and it was you had like 3 different meats and 5 different vegetables and 2 desserts. I mean, $18 is the cost of a Big Mac meal these days. You know what I mean?
Did you ever hear of a country kitchen? Did you have them down there? I don't even know if they're still around.
I don't. I've heard of it, but I don't think we had one around
Oh,
here.
well, they were like a chain restaurant, sort of like a low class Perkins, I guess.
Right.
Anyway, I worked at one that first year I was out of high school. And it was so horrible. I was a waitress, but they make the waitress do this thing. It's called portion control. They give you this box of like this 50-pound box of French fries, and you have to sit there and weigh French fries and put them in baggies, and you can only put, I think it's 5 or 6 ounces of French fries in a baggie, and that's what you get to eat. That's what the customer gets is 5 or 6 ounces of French fries. Freaking frozen French fries, you bagging them up.
It's like you're making French fry 8 balls.
Oh, it sucked. Oh my god, did it suck. Anyway,
Like
I couldn't eat at a country kitchen for a long time after I'd been exposed to like the back kitchen area and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not eating at one of these.
the breakfast menu has pancakes and waffles on it. I told him next time I wanted to go for breakfast and then I wanted to go for lunch. We'll go for dinner. But there's a wait. We waited an hour to get a table,
Oh wow.
and it was worth it. First of all, we got to sit down because the clown car had been on the road all day. Jake, me, Chris, Glenn, Todd. We were all piled into this Mercedes SUV thing,
Uh,
and it's about the size of my Mazda. So it's not like you're talking about an Escalade or anything like that. Hey, Glenn, I speak his name, and he jumps in here. We're all piled in this car, and we'd pull up to a house, and all these guys would start piling out of this car. And the one guy said, "I was just waiting to see how many men came out of that car."
oh boy. Y'all look like a bunch of resellers.
It looked like a bunch of clowns.
Mm.
Uh, but like I said, Glenn, you bought some stuff too, didn't you?
Well, I heard Todd saying how he had to talk Glenn into buying stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That G Shock watch, he will. If I go before him, he'll be standing over my coffin saying, "I can't believe you walked away from that watch." Oh God, Chris did the same thing. He looked at it.
Does not run. Hard coded.
It
Those
the
hard
condition to me, the condition it was in made me think of knockoff.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Oh, Glenn bought about 6 items.
Is that got the dump bed on it?
No flatbed.
Because there was some that had dump bed on it. I bid on the one that had dump bed on it.
Are you buying another truck?
Yeah, F350.
Yeah,
It's a little one.
Yeah, we bid on it.
Brandon's
at
not.
auction.
He hasn't been driving long enough to drive like a real truck, so we're just gonna start him out with an F350.
Okay. Well, he's driving your Lincoln, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's driving a Lincoln Expedition. No, what is Navigator?
Navigator.
Yeah, because I took out the front end of the Aviator, hit a deer. So we're looking for another Aviator to get the parts off of it. Anyway, so that's parked.
Yeah, our
And,
yard's starting to look like the NASCAR repair area.
Yeah. So yes, Brandon's driving. I picked up this Navigator to get me through, and but yeah, I told Brandon, I said, well, Dad's gonna get the
Yeah, you
other
can
car
use it.
going, and I said I'll bring that. I got the Jeep. I said, oh, Dad, get that going, and I'll just use that. I said you can use the Lincoln Navigator. He's perceived that as I'm giving him the Lincoln Navigator, like he has ownership of it. Anyway.
Jimmy's will drive up one day, and he's had the boys in shop class put those hydraulic lifts on it
He's bought a new radio
Yeah, oh, he's
for
working on
it.
it.
where
Yeah,
it
he's
bobs
yeah.
up and down.
He's like, I'm gonna drive it for a while, then I'm gonna trade it in. Does that sound like he's borrowing it?
It's not like
He
he's
goes, oh yeah, I think if I took this, my friend works at Don Franklin. He said if I took it in there, I'd probably get $2,500 for it. I go, what the hell you think you're gonna go into the dealership with a $2,500 trade in? What do you think you're gonna get? Anyway,
Well, no, it's that trade-in. Yeah, they're gonna trade in on a $30,000 car.
Yeah.
So you could come in with a paperclip. They'll give you $2,500.
yeah, that's what I mean. You're gonna be in a car note. Well, he ain't gonna get a car note. He ain't gonna get a car note because he ain't 18.
My younger brother went into a dealership one time, and he looked at a truck, and the salesman, of course, we can hold it for you if you put something down on it. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he reached into his truck and took a pair of sunshades that was off of the sitting up on the dashboard. He said, this'll hold it. And Terry said he took his glasses back from him and said, no. I'm not. So they'll take you anything. I mean, they're
Oh yeah,
hurting.
it is high pressure sales.
But that's when we bought our Mazda. It was basically that was also when nobody had any cars on the lot, because Mazda was not our first choice. But he was like, "This is what we got. This is what we can give you for it." So it was like, I guess they were at the point. Well, they were. They had every. It's like you either take it or leave it because there's nobody else has anything else. We have a big Toyota dealership. It's like the biggest in the Carolinas, and they literally had nothing on the damn lot. That's how bad it was during COVID. But, the boss lady has a good car. Has to have a good car. I get the hand-me-downs
What
because
is
that's
that car that you drive? It's not a Sebring.
who.
It's that car they don't make
The
anymore.
Saturn.
The Saturn, that's it.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
Kid had been here, he'd have said it's a Saturn.
yeah. I knew
Hey,
it
you know
started
what?
with an S.
It drives and it passes inspection. 1, 2. It's paid for. 3. I don't drive a lot of miles on it, so it's
You know
just
what
fine.
though? One of those things you just said is a mistake.
What's that?
You live in an area where you have to have a vehicle inspection.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
oh.
have to have um, exhaust inspection too.
Yeah, when I lived in Milwaukee, we had to have vehicle inspection. Then we moved out of there.
Yeah, I'd be like, inspect this.
You know, Kias get a bad name, but I know people that's got Kias that they've got hundreds of thousands of miles on it, and never had any problem on it.
Well, they are an affordable car. Aren't they pretty cheap, brand new? I mean,
Yeah,
I
with
think,
a 100,000 mile warranty on it.
and they're under I think they're under 30,000, aren't they?
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, it's pretty cheap for
they're
a
getting
car.
pricey. They're not a disposable vehicle anymore.
Mhm. I
But
mean, they're not sexy.
They're going up though. Yeah, they're getting classier. They're getting nicer and they're getting more expensive.
I mean, my niece and her husband had a Hyundai Palisade, the big SUV. Well, a big SUV with them. They dropped their engine on I-85. Cost them $14,000 to get it fixed.
Oh boy.
I think they were just too lazy and just didn't want to fight the issue because they should have. They had it in. It was always inspected. I mean, it was always serviced by the dealer, and they said it wasn't supposed to be. It hadn't been serviced like it's supposed to be.
Huh.
So, I think they should have followed it a little bit more because I'm an asshole, you know. And but they did, so it cost them 14,000. More power to them. So that's that.
14 grand to put an engine in?
Yeah, baby.
Holy shit.
Yeah, baby.
Last time I had, well, it was a long time ago. I had a truck where I put a new engine and new transmission in, and it was probably before I met Jim. So it's
Yeah, because
probably
otherwise I would put the engine.
it was probably about 1995, and I think that cost me about $5,800 to do a new transmission and new engine in a truck.
Yeah, 12-pack soda was $2.
Shut up.
I remember when.
Well, Lag, most of the parts are made by. I mean, all the parts are made by Chevy, so they're interchangeable. Because that Saturn was a part of General Motors, and it also had the original transmission in it. Was the one that General Motors had like 40,000 transmissions to quit working at 40,000 miles. I wouldn't buy another General Motors product, which we did. We ended up having to put another transmission in it later on, but that was the third transmission in it.
No, that Saturn might be
I I like it, and like I
Your
said,
owners club too. When you drink, when you're
Oh, but you know who are real weird? And these are old time cars, and we have one. People come up and talk to us about it. People that drive those hatchbacks, those Ford Festivas, they're real weird. They're real like clubby, culty, you know.
Ford
Like, oh my god,
is probably the greatest car
yeah.
ever made.
I mean, we were in Eagle River. Well, that's when we had one. Anyway, somebody came up to us like, "Oh my god, we love it. We love that car. We have one too, but we don't have it with us." And they gave us free mini golf passes just because we were driving a Festiva.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Remember
about
that?
that. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
what was that Ford thing? It was a two-door. It was 2 doors.
yeah, that's that hatchback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Ford Festiva.
It's a Mazda. They licensed it from Mazda. It's a what is a Mazda GLC that they later renamed the Ford Festiva, and that's Yeah, it's a tiny. It had 12-inch tires. Um, I got stuck once in a ditch in the snow. I slid off the road. The guy who was plowing a driveway with a tractor, he turned around and come pull me out. By the time he got there, I'd already got out of the ditch. I just went out on the passenger side, locked my hands together on the bumper, and squatted down with my legs and just pushed up with my legs. I lifted up the corner of the car and just set it back on the road. It was like lifting up a lawn tractor. A guy comes up and goes, "I guess you already got it." I said, "Yeah." I drove on.
Well, everybody knows you're like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, I'm not that strong. That's probably the only car you could ever pick up and put back on the road.
When I was in high school, we had a teacher, and everybody really loved her. And she drove a Volkswagen Beetle, like a '74 Super Beetle.
Yeah, the old ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And the boys from the high school, the football team, and anybody else that wanted to go participate, they would go out and pick it up and just pick it up, and they would turn it around so she couldn't go nowhere. Not to be mean, not to be mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes she'd go out there and it wouldn't be, you couldn't see it because they'd picked it up and put it in the front yard of the school. I mean, they just. She said she never knew where it was going to be at when she came out.
That new when they came out with them again in the late '90s. Right. Yeah, those you can't pick up; they're heavy.
Right. I dated a girl years ago, and she had a real nice car, and then she had a Beetle, one of the old ones, and that's why she drove up to Charlotte because she didn't want people beating her, hitting her car doors and all that kind of mess.
And Jim had bought that Ford Festiva for $100. It was real sexy. It was robin egg blue, and and they're not like a really cool looking car anyway. But I will say it was great on gas miles. Yeah. It was a little stick shift,
I drove.
Seats were flat in it.
We were flying down to Florida. I drove it to O'Hare from Eagle River, which is at the top of Wisconsin. I mean, it's almost at the very top.
It's like 6 hours.
Yeah. It cost me $17.50 in fuel. And that's when gas was still like $3.
I mean, your ass bones are ready to fall out your ass when you got out.
It feels like you're riding a buckboard.
Yeah.
Jim in a robin's egg blue Festiva.
He didn't show real estate in it, but he would use it for puddle jumping around.
Jim, only thing that could have been worse than that is if you'd been driving a Barbie pink Volkswagen. What was that? The Cabriolet convertible.
I don't know.
I don't know. But my old man used to give me. He'd be like, that was in the early 2000s when there'd be gas hikes or whatever. He goes, gas is going up 15 cents a gallon. You better fill up your car. I go, Dad, it's got a 9-gallon tank. I fill it up once every 2 weeks, whether it needs it or not. I go, I don't 50 cents a gallon.
Well, he was in his defense. He was driving around a Denali.
Yeah, I got about average 40 to 45 miles to a gallon. I'm not worried about if gas goes up 15 cents.
But seriously, I remember, and turn on the pom-pom music and the violins. I remember gas at 50 cents a gallon, and my friends and I scrambling our change to get enough gas to get back to our houses. Man, I need some gas.
I mean, I remember as a child, I was like 10 years old when it was that much.
I remember, like when I was in high school, gas was between, I would say, 94 to 99 cents.
But it would be. We'd stop at a gas station and people would start saying, "Man, I need to get some gas. I only got a quarter." So
I remember putting $2 worth. I drove an old Pontiac Sunbird, and I'd be short on money. I'd put $2 in gas in it and giving me a quarter of a tank.
Do you remember? So when you went to the gas station, though, remember that you used to go to gas stations. Now you go to the whatever a franchise mart and buy your gas, your milk, your whatever, a jacket, whatever you need or whatever that you got the mini mart. All these gas stations now are like these mini mart stores. If I remember as a kid, you'd pull up and it was like they sold gas and oil and cigarettes. That's about it.
Yeah, maybe candy bars.
So, candy bars, and they'd have on the counter, and they'd have a soda machine outside if you need soda. Now you go in, it's like you're going to a Walmart where you buy. I don't even call them gas stations. It's where you buy fuel. Because they'd have a 2-bay garage where they fix cars too.
Yeah.
The gas lines, people waiting for hours to get gas. I've done it twice in my life. Back in the 70s, And then once again, when they were having a gas shortage here.
Y2K.
Y2K, we had it like they had lines of gas. They had lines for gas, and they were buying it out. That was Y2K and Eagle River. They were all like selling out the gas stations or
I'm
selling out of
driving
gas.
by. I'm driving down the street, looking at all these gas stations. Lines. I'm, what the f is going on? And then somebody tells me, "Hey, you gotta buy gas. You might not be a gas because of Y2K." I'm just like, oh my god. I mean, did your mother and father have any children that lived? Good Lord.
If Scott was here, he would be throwing the conspiracy theory about it was the government just trying to control your travel and make you move back to the city so you wouldn't be driving.
Well, they do want to put you on bicycles and public transport. That's true, Tom. We went to Goodwill yesterday. We had to go up to Lexington and go pick up some stuff that Jim wanted at auction. So I'm like, let's stop at the Goodwill and kill a little time. And they had this, like, you know how Goodwill has, like, these infomercials, what Goodwill Industries is doing? And they had this infomercial how they're helping their workers get bicycles, a bicycle helmet, a safety vest, and a safety book, and, like, a bicycle riding safety book so they can ride their bikes back and forth from home to work. And I'm like, isn't that great? That's what we're striving for now when you're an adult, is to be able to ride a bicycle to work. Anyway.
In a communist society, yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
works.
we'll be like China, all riding bicycles.
Okay.
Nobody's got nothing, but nobody's jealous then either.
Yeah.
Well, there is that 10% group that has everything, but the other 90% who have nothing, they're not jealous because they ain't got nothing. Their kids ain't never gonna have nothing.
Oh boy, we're really going off the rails now, Tom. You better wrap it up.
I know.
I
And
gotta go babysit my mom.
Yeah,
I do because Roberta's giving me she's got to get on the call sign.
wrap it up button.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I am 11 minutes over. But anyway, thanks, Jim and Tar, for coming in here. Todd should be
All right.
back tomorrow,
Well,
and he will have an
thank you.
interesting
Hopefully we didn't
time.
ruin your show for you.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Thanks for everybody in the chat for coming in and listening to this nonsense. Hope you were entertained while you were working and doing whatever. So, look for Todd tomorrow. We're out of here.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.